So here I'm going to recap on layers. Your layer tab will be in the bottom right hand corner by default. Now we can see in this document I have 5 layers, my white background, and each image is on a different layer. Now in this layer panel we can hide and show by clicking on these eye icons. These are useful for seeing if you've got an object covering one up or you just want to see what's beneath it. So it's really good tool to click and hide and show. So we can rearrange by clicking and dragging. Now as I move this white background up, what you notice is it will cover up everything below it. Now this is part of the hierarchy that is layers. Whichever is at the top will be on top of everything else. So you see, because this white background is on top of all these, it covers them up. And if I hide them, we can see that my images are here. Now layers are great because they allow us to edit images without changing the original one. Or in this case we could have items on a separate layer, so it's easier to move them around, reposition and move around and change. We can also create new layers. So in this bottom column here we have a few images. Our first one is a bin, so if I'm not happy with something I can bin it by just clicking the bin. It will say, are you sure you want to delete it? And I can click yes. This will get rid of it. The next icon is a page turning over. By clicking this I can create a new layer, like so. This allows me to make changes to it, and if I'm not happy with it I can either hide it or delete it, and I haven't affected my original image. Now it's just taking a little while because it's a big brush. Okay, so you can see there I've got a layer, and if I don't like it I can just delete it. We can also put items into folders, so folders are useful when you have lots of different layers. So I might have multiple layers editing a certain piece, and using command or control I can select multiple ones and just drag them into a group and reduce it down by clicking this little arrow. This means that there's 3 layers in one, and while they're on separate layers I can hide and work as if they were one. Now quite often when you open a brand new document you will start with a background layer. Now there's certain things you can't do with a background layer, so you cannot move it, and if you use an eraser it will go to whatever colour is your background. So here I've got my back colour as black. So to get rid of a background layer, as I don't like to use them and I think you should not use them yourselves, is by double clicking it gives us the option to turn it into a normal layer. As it is a normal layer now we have much more control over it. We can erase it and create an invisible channel called an alpha channel, which is these squares, and we can move things around, so we have more control over it. As well as double clicking, if you hold Alt you don't even have to press OK, so it just immediately changes it to a normal layer. So having it as a normal layer, we can then change it and have more control over it. Now quite often we want to turn it to a normal layer so we can fully lock it. Now a background layer isn't fully locked, so if I have an image that I want to not touch, I don't want to edit it, I convert it to a normal layer and then click on this lock. This locks it so we cannot edit it accidentally when working on different layers.